Hey everybody, well since 2006 I've been committed to creating exceptional real estate experiences for my agents, their clients, and our communities through the passionate delivery of truly remarkable service. How do we do that? Well, one of them is by creating a fun, fulfilling, and innovative work environment where everybody can prosper. Welcome to the second episode of the Distinctive Properties Show. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the coaching. At this point, coaching is in full swing. I think probably 75–80% of you have now had your one-on-one or group coaching started. So I hope that you all are excited, because I know and I'll speak for the managing directors, are extremely excited about what the Tom Ferry coaching method is going to bring to each of you in increasing your sales year over year. Remember, we had a huge increase year over year in the average agent sales, and so the pressure is on, right? And so we believe that Tom Ferry and the coaching that we're providing to you is hugely valuable. So if you haven't bought in, buy in, right? So for today, best practices, I want to continue on. Last week we talked a little bit about the 5 challenges that agents were facing. And we were talking about the survey that Tom Ferry and his organization did, showing people that have been coached by him versus non-coached folks. So I want to kind of keep going on that. And behind me, what we have here is, I know that it's going to shock you, right? That the agents that earn more money, they all have more sophisticated lead generation systems. And this is a detailed report, if you will, of what those are. So obviously the first one, Facebook. These are people who are using Facebook, both business pages, personal pages, yes, boosting, but also ads. 70% of the top producing agents in America are using Facebook. Zillow, 65% of the top producing agents are using Zillow in some capacity, whether that be paid advertising or even just your basic profile. Trulia, 48%, Realtor.com, 41%. Do you know a company that actually provides the enhanced showcase on Realtor.com for their agents? Maybe ours? 26% of them use something that's categorized as other, right? Here's the point. They're using stuff that is sophisticated, that's in addition to, hey, I work my sphere of influence, right? Look at this. Boomtown, 8% of the top producing. But look what happens when you go to teams. So those of you that have teams or are interested in teams, look at that. 56% of the top producing agents are using Boomtown websites to generate leads for their buyer's agents. That's an amazing number. And then Google pay-per-click or pay-per-lead, 8%. But look, 24% of the teams and 12% of the elite clients. Now these are people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, up to $2 million per year, those elite clients. So Google pay-per-click might be a place that you can jump in now, right? So anyway, Tom always says that you have to at least have 4 to 6 lead sources, and half of those have to be active. So what's the difference between active and passive, right? Well, active is I can pick the phone up, I can go knock on a door, I can go get an appointment today, right? Active is I'm calling expireds, I'm gonna go do an open house, I'm gonna call my sphere of influence today, I'm gonna call a lead. Passive is gonna be your farming and your online kind of thing. So what kind of lead sources are you currently doing? What kind of lead sources could you add? Are your lead sources working? Do you have at least 4 lead sources? And are they half active versus passive? It's an interesting question, right? But again, the top agents have more sophisticated lead generation than the average or the rest of us, right? So, are you doing CRM? Are you calling expireds? Are you farming, geographic farming? Are you doing your daily calls? Are you doing open houses? Great questions. All right, so one more thing. This was really interesting to me. The power of 5, right? So follow with me, right? Those people who followed up on leads 5 or more times, just 5 times or more, there were only 28% of them that did it. But look at the amount of money they made. They made $260,000 on average. Are you making $260,000? If you're not, maybe you should be following up on the leads that you do generate more relentlessly and more consistently. The second one is prospect. These are hours of power, right? Do you prospect? Do you do hours of power 5 or more times per week? Well, 25% of the agents that were surveyed here do, and they make over $300,000. Do you want to make over $300,000? 5 hours, just 5 hours of prospecting or more per week. And the last one is open houses. I had a great conversation with a client today who said, well, I don't do open houses. Okay, but you want to make $1 million this year? Yeah. You made $100,000 last year. You got to do open houses, right? I mean, can I get an amen? You got to do open houses, right? So I love this. Did you do 5 or more open houses in a month? This is not a week. This is a month. Only 12% of the people surveyed, again, this is over 3,000 agents, said that they did 5 or more open houses each month. But they made $358,000 on average. Do you want to make over $350,000 a year? If the answer is yes, that seems like a good place to start. Do 5 or more. So anyway, it's the power of 5. We'll talk more about that in the subsequent episodes of this show, but I thought that was pretty amazing. All right, so let's move on to the next. As you all know, each time you do a transaction, we send out a nice little request for feedback on you, for testimonials. And I like to take sort of the best ones and read them to you here on this show. And so I've got 3 great ones today. The first one that I'm going to start off with here is for Chris McDonald. Chris's client says, Chris was a blessing to have. He was assertive, he was aggressive in a positive way, prompt, timely, with advertising, communication with showings, and closing the deal, exclamation point. Awesome, Chris, awesome. So the next one is for Kurt Selich. I cannot say enough good things about Kurt. He was always on time, courteous, thorough. He was in tune with finding us the right house. I couldn't have asked for a better realtor. His knowledge of real estate and all the hoops that he jumped through, all the T's he crossed. Thank you, Kurt. Awesome job, man. Great job. And the last one is for Dave Elmblatt out of the Vail office. Dave's clients say, we were very pleased with the marketing efforts of both Dave and Coldwell Banker, and know that the many, many open houses that Dave held really did pay off because the buyer ultimately came from one. We would recommend Dave for sure. So awesome, Dave. That's really great work. So if you all get a testimonial and you'd like me to recognize you, would you please send it to me? I don't get all of them, so it would be fantastic. I also want to do a little shout out for some new agents that have joined us. Chris and Lalita Heineman, Lauren Abrams, Felicia Bishop, and the most recent addition, Jen Peterson. We're very, very happy to have you all. I hope that you will enjoy our show, our culture, our company. If you see them walking around your office, would you please give them a high five, give them a hug, and welcome them to the family? Lastly, well, probably not lastly. If you know me, I'm going to keep talking. But Distinctive Angels. Again, are you looking for a way to give back? As you all know, our culture is about giving first, and part of that is that exceptional experience to our communities. We do that through this Distinctive Angels. So if you're looking for a way to give back, or if you have an organization that is looking to receive some volunteering from us, give us a call. Give your favorite agent a call. Talk to your office manager. your managing director. But let's talk a little bit about what we're doing in March. So March's Grand Junction is the Latimer House, an incredible worthy cause, right? And so if you're looking for an opportunity to volunteer, would you please give us a call? We'll make sure we get you lined up to be part of that. And then of course in Steamboat, it's Daffodils for Hospice. So give us a call. We'd love to welcome you into the Distinctive Angels program. I'm going to leave you with these three things. Number one, you have to always be learning, always. I don't care if that's watching the Tom Ferry show, or if that's doing a books on tape, or if that's reading a great book, but you have to always be learning. The business is changing, it's always changing, and in order to deliver a truly remarkable experience for your clients, you have to be on the cutting edge. Always be prospecting. We just talked about the power of 5, right? Prospecting is one of the most rewarding and exciting and fun parts of our job. And by the way, it's the number one thing of our job. So you always have to be prospecting. Make sure it's on your calendar, make sure you live to your calendar, and make sure you get your hours of power, at least 5 of them per week, if you want to make over $300,000. And last, always track your work and your results. If you're not tracking it, it's not going to grow. That what you focus on grows. Do you want your business to grow? Do you want your income to grow? You've got to track how much work you're doing and track the results. And I guarantee you one thing, 2016 is going to be your absolute best year ever.